he was pretty much gone. They said, Joe, it's over. You're getting out. And he said, I'm not getting out. You're getting out. And they were very nasty, 25th Amendment and everything else. He got out. And they put her in. And she's somehow a woman. Somehow she's doing better than he did.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine it can last.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
Yeah. So Trump is genuinely surprised that a woman could be doing better than a man in a presidential race. It also shows his view of women, that he can't believe a woman could possibly perform better than a man. And it is clear that he's in cognitive decline. He can't wrap his head around any of this. And, the polling is not in his favor on any of this either. Nationally, Kamala Harris is beating Trump by about 6 points. And this headline from The Hill says, Harris holds a 6-point national lead over Trump in a post-debate polling. So after that debate, it really didn't do him any favors being up there on the stage with Kamala Harris. It was just very obvious who is in charge here. And you can see in Pennsylvania, which is a battleground state, she is also up by 4 points currently. That's not a good sign for Trump. But of all of those headlines, of all those polls, this is the one that's really going to gut Trump. Take a look at this. A new poll found that Kamala Harris beats Trump on who is tough enough to be the president. The poll had 59% of respondents favoring Harris on that particular metric, with Trump only getting 57%. Ouch. When your whole brand is masculinity, this has got to be hard for him, Brett, and not in a fun way. Thoughts and prayers or something else?
There's so many people who support Trump because they think it would be funny if he was president.
Yeah.
But how funny would it be if he lost again? It'd be amazing. This guy who's like, she's a woman. How's she doing better than him? If that woman kicks his ass, like, that's hilarious. This guy,
mentally, I don't think he'd be able to survive it.
Oh, well, he shouldn't be able to survive like the shape of his body, but he's doing fine apparently. Like, he shouldn't be able to survive his like McDonald's diet.
But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he didn't win the popular vote in 2016, right? He didn't win the popular vote there. He didn't win at all in 2020. He's probably not going to win again in 2024. But to get through those first two elections, he really had to do a lot of mental gymnastics to convince himself that he was still so awesome and he still deserved to be the president, whether or not, the people actually liked him, whether or not people are actually turning out to his rallies, all these things. And so it's like, there's only so much you can do before, your own brain is like, come on, bro, like, just let it go. Like, we lost this one. Do you think that's ever going to happen for him?
I don't know. I can't speak to whether he will be utterly broken or stick together. But I know that, like, I'd like to tell people who are MAGA folks, like, even if he loses, he's still going to serve the exact same purpose in your life as he would if he was president. Yeah. Like, it's okay not to vote for him. Don't you, like, he's at his best when he's talking about how crappy other people are.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's trying to say that the people in power are stupid. When he had power, he didn't do anything for you. I hate to break it to you. When he had power, all he did was give tax cuts to billionaires, and that was it. And like, get rid of regulations that kept schools from being poisoned and kept like women from losing their babies. Like, that is it. Like the regulations he got rid of create a thing called spontaneous abortion is the medical term. So he created more abortion in that respect, while also taking away from women their right to choose. But like, I love the toughness thing that they say that Kamala is tougher than Trump, because that's absolutely true. Yeah. She wiped the floor with him, and all he's done since is complain. He's complained about the refs. He doesn't complain about whether he told the truth or lied. He complains about the fact that people pointed out his blatant lies. They said I couldn't say they were eating the baby cats. I couldn't make up anything at all. I'm a little baby boy. I want more Happy Meals. Ah.
Yeah. It's
ridiculous.
It's weird to me how he still tried to portray this image of being so tough when it's like he got baited so embarrassingly bad on that debate stage with Kamala Harris. All she had to do was tell him, your rallies are not that cool and people don't like going to them. And even the people who do go to them, they don't even stick around for the end. And he could not like be tough about it. He could not just be cool about it. He couldn't move on, not on the debate stage and definitely not in the post game, not afterward. He's still out there reminding people or trying to convince people that his rallies are the place to be, and they just aren't. And he looks very, very sad doing it.
Yeah, if you're a Republican, what are people allowed to complain about? That's my big question. Are they're not we have a bunch of people. One of the garbage person today almost was a bunch of Republicans complaining about the fact that there's reporting on a woman who, a woman dying because she didn't have access to the life-saving medical procedure because of Trump's abortion policy, right? Like, you're not allowed to complain that your family member died because of a horrible position that the direction the government took. You're not allowed to complain about that. You're not allowed to complain about how hard it is to get a place to live. You're not allowed to complain about that. But the most power, if you're like a person who doesn't have the means to buy a home, rent a home, you're not allowed to complain about that. You're not allowed to bring it up. Donald Trump is supposed to be considered the strongman, while he's complaining about like David Muir, like that this guy totally wrecked his scene, like floppy-haired, handsome, benign David Muir.
Yeah,
ruined his life. And the other moderator who maybe she reminds him of that woman who does like the lip sync of him. That was it. That's what he complains about. I've been treated so unfairly. You as the American people haven't been treated unfairly by a system that has completely left you behind. And while he has the keys to the car, but he's allowed to be like, I'm the toughest man in the world. Don't say I have a small audience.
Small audience, small, you know what they say, Brett, and but it's true. Like, they've made it all a matter of patriotism. You don't love America if you complain about the housing crisis. You don't love America if you complain about how we don't have good health care and how we're the only developed nation in the world who doesn't have things like paid time off and paid maternity leave, like all these different things that we just don't have that these other countries do have, other, somewhat comparable nations. But, it's unpatriotic to bring up any of that.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.